right, welcome. Thanks for hanging out today. Welcome to the Hanging Out with Nolan Hong podcast. And we got a great show for you folks. And as always, I'm being joined by my super producer extraordinaire, Jamie. And, of course, to my other side, I've got my sidekick, Emmett, Dr. Emmett Bean here. You can follow him on Instagram, by the way, at Dr. Emmett Bean. And we got a great guest for you today. We have none other than Kat Toth here. And she is... everybody knows who she is, whether you know her as a former writer for the newspaper or as a super blogger slash social media icon here in Hawaii, or as her current role as the food editor for Honolulu Magazine. However you know her, you know her face, her voice, and her writings. But what you might not know are some great stories that she's going to share with us today. In fact, some of these things she's told me later that she's never said in public before. So it's been really fun. We had a great time talking to her, and I can't wait for you to hear this interview. But I got to give you a heads up. There's a point near the end of the interview where the battery died to her mic, and we didn't know because Jamie was distracted because Kat brought her newborn baby Fox to the studio, and Jamie was carrying him the whole time, and so she was distracted and wasn't really paying attention, and we kind of didn't know that her mic died. So the sound quality might drop a little bit at the end of the interview, and which is sad because one of the biggest compliments we get from our listeners is, your sound quality is so good. That's how we know that you have a really good podcast. And so please don't judge us negatively on that. But know that the majority of the interview is all in good sound quality as you expect. But it's a great interview. Can't wait for you to hear it. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kat Toth. So I think it'd be good for me to explain that we've got, of course, Jamie holding your baby boy, Landon.
Yeah.
And who is what? He's not one yet, right?
Are you kidding?
8 months?
No.
2 months?
What?
I don't know. I don't
What's wrong
remember.
with you?
Babies are all under
months.
three years old to me.
No, he's 6 months, but
Okay.
he's a giant mutant child.
He's pretty big.
Yeah, he's 22 pounds. Oh.
And he likes to laugh a lot. I like that.
He thinks Emmett's funny.
And Emmett is giving him a lot of kisses on his feet.
You got to get the baby laughs in, you know?
Does he usually laugh and interact with the Ratter Pack?
No. Well, they don't lick him like crazy like this. Only
They're not psycho like Emmett.
only Indy does, but Indy knows just to lick him when he's waking up. Look, Landon is sticking his toes out. He's trying to get it licked.
There it is. Landon's going to have the cleanest toes and fingers ever. They've been licked raw. So,
Enough about the kid.
enough about these guys.
Yeah, I
Let's
know.
talk about you.
Okay.
So I was mentioning that you are like notoriously, before Landon, was notorious for being super busy and doing so many different things.
I know.
How are you able to now juggle everything now that you have a baby in your life?
It's impossible. Yeah, I don't know. Don't sleep. I don't know. Actually, I do sleep. I don't know.
Has it been that you kind of like scaled back on the things? Because it doesn't seem like it from what I see on social media.
So there are just some things you like can't do. Like I can't just leave him at home like I do the dogs and run out and do stuff, right? Or I can't, like he needs to be fed. What a novel thing. So,
I've heard that before.
Yeah, right? To keep him alive. So I have to plan my schedule around his feedings or his nap times or whatever it is. So that's challenging. That's not something I'm used to. But it's okay. I mean, you just kind of make time. The one thing I did have to totally give up was I used to go down to the beach every morning.
Right.
So I still wake up at 4:45, 4:30, which is before he does, actually. I wake him up at 5:30, 6 o'clock. But I still get up early and I still get a lot of stuff done before I get him up. But I used to go to the beach and surf, or I'd run or swim or something. And now, you know, I can only maybe go down a couple times a week. Yeah. So that's been tragic.
Yeah, because you used to always post either going surfing in the morning or going hiking and things, always active.
Well, I still hike, so I can take him with me. But we have to do, like, infant-friendly hikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can still get out there. So that's okay. But yeah, the surfing's been challenging. That's okay. One day he'll
Have you
go
taken him
with
out
me.
to the beach yet?
Yep.
Is he a water baby?
I don't know what that means. Like, because he likes it. Like, he doesn't complain or cry. He just kind of cruises in the water. But he's not, like, screaming out of happiness. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
I think as long as he's comfortable, then we're
he's
good.
Technically a water baby. Yeah, because I've heard that babies will scream and cry, and he loves it. Like, he loves taking a bath. And, yeah, we were just in the pool yesterday, and he just was, like, cruising. I don't know.
Well, that's good. That's a good sign. That's a good start.
Yeah.
There's still, another 20 years to
yeah,
go
great,
to figure it out.
Thanks for putting that into perspective. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, and he loves phones, by the way.
Well, he's probably from when he was in the womb, seeing that you're always on there. God. Because you're super, super active on social media. You're kind of like one of the first people
Look, I'm not doing anything social media related right now.
Because I remember when I went to your house we were hanging out one time, and like you're starting to cook dinner.
Yeah.
And you just start taking pictures of what you're cooking and things. I was like, I didn't realize that you're kind of still working. Because, I mean, that's part of your... Social media is kind of part of your whole brand, right?
Yeah.
And it's not something that you can just kind of take a day off of kind of thing, right?
Well, you can. I mean, people do. There's a lot of people that are much more active on social media than I am, or even those who do it for their jobs that will take a break from social media. They'll do a break over the weekend, or they'll go on vacation and take a break on purpose, and they come back to it. I have not taken a break ever, but I was also late to social media.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Because it seems like you're one of the early people.
No, I was a very late adopter. I resisted for the longest time. Yeah, Twitter, long. I don't know why I didn't. I just was not interested in it. And even now, I mean, if you ask anybody who's really active on social media who knows me really, like Melissa Chang is a good example, they know I'm not on as often as you think. And I have a love-hate I don't know if I have a love-hate. I'm very apathetic about social media. Mm-hmm. I see its value and its purpose, but it's also a huge time suck. And I have gone down the rabbit hole myself, where you start looking at other people's lives a little bit too much and start comparing that lifestyle to yours. And it's really all fiction. I mean, we're all curating. He saw Emmett from across the room. That's so funny.
This is the oddest, like, what is it that we should cue that? Something about my best friend. The two odd couple.
It is. Very cute, though.
Two babies, one furry, one not as furry.
No, yeah, soon to be furry, probably. But, anyway, so, everybody sort of, post pictures of your sucky life, right? And so I like to remind students not to get too caught up in what they see on social media. And there was a study that was done like a few years ago that showed a correlation between how many hours I think it was women, how many hours women spent on social media, primarily Facebook and Instagram, and how poorly they felt about themselves. Mm-hmm. And the longer they were on, the worse they felt about themselves. And you feel it, like you see other people doing amazing stuff, and you just have to like take a step back and think, maybe that is their life, maybe that's not really their life, maybe that's what they want us to think their life is.
Yeah.
And then you have to just look back at your life and think, okay, well, my life isn't that bad.
How hard is it because you're such a public figure and you have so many people?
Not a public figure,
you have the max amount of friends that you're allowed to have.
Yeah, but that's because I'm just like a friend whore on Facebook. No, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, there's people there that you don't know, right?
Yeah.
And stuff. But I mean, your whole life is out there for these people to see and stuff. Is it difficult to be? Because I'm sure that there's some people that will criticize or judge you without even knowing you and stuff, and we'll voice it on social media and stuff. Is that something that's difficult for you?
Well, I think it started back when I was writing for the advertiser, the no longer in existence advertiser, when I started doing a column, because now you're putting a picture, a face to a byline.
Yeah.
And I remember as soon as I started writing in this particular column, that I shared with 3 other women, but I was a single girl writing about single issues. I remember that I started to get a flood of emails, mostly from men, like chastising me, calling me like a whore, like calling me ugly. It was crazy. I call it the TRO file, and it's like this thick. So what is that? Like 3 inches thick of just printouts of emails from mostly men who wrote to me to tell me how much they hated me.
Jeez.
And so I kind of got the thick skin I think I already had a thick skin just because I dish it, so I got to take it. But in this case, it was odd because these people didn't know me, and they were, I remember this one guy had written to me, and he said something along the lines of, no amount of plastic surgery can fix your face, or something like that. And it's, I can laugh. When I read it, I was kind of stunned, and then I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And this is before social media.
Yeah.
So I responded to every single person.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Well, because right? Like, I kind of like had to think, okay, they want a response, right? But I didn't give them the response that they wanted. And so my response was always, thanks for, your feedback. I love when, readers write to me. But I'm pretty much like only want productive feedback. I can handle criticism, but when you make personal attacks, that's right, Landon. I have a problem with it. So I would say most of them wrote back and apologized in some way.
Wow.
Yeah, or said like, oh, I didn't mean it like that, or I was just making a joke, or I didn't think you were going to ever respond.
Yeah.
And then this one guy, I remember he was from Hawaiʻi. He wrote to me every month, like without fail, about what a horrible writer I was, what a horrible person I was. And I'd always respond. I could cut and paste it. Hey, thanks for your message again. Really appreciate your feedback. But, if you have any real constructive criticism, shoot it my way, but whatever. And over the months, he started to be like, hey, well, this column wasn't so bad. and then toward the end, he was like, hey, great column. So,
wow.
Yeah, I know. It's the kill him at kindness, I guess.
Jeez.
So I've dealt with that.
Yeah.
This is pre-social media. Right. And then I participated in the Cherry Blossom Festival. So talk about like putting your face on a poster where everyone looks at it and goes, she's ugly, she's fat,
Yeah.
So I knew that going into it, that I was going to be even now really judged based on my appearance, regardless if that's what the festival is about. That's just the reality of it.
Right.
So it's been fun.
Well, what was that part of your motivation to do the...
No, my motivation was, and, I tell this story to a lot of contestants, and I told it to the group that I ran with, that I had always thought that the Japanese community, especially in Hawaii, is really different from the community it was, 2 generations ago when the festival first started. And I just really wanted to represent the changing face of the Japanese American community. And I think a couple years prior to my participation was when they finally changed the blood quantum from 100% Japanese to 50%. And so so my whole life, I could never run for Cherry Blossom or participate in the festival because I wasn't 100% Japanese.
Right.
And so that was definitely my motivation, was to just get up there and say, hey, just because I'm Hungarian and Portuguese and Dutch and German doesn't mean I don't have the same values as, my Japanese family. So that was my speech. And that's really why I did it. And then I stayed on because I really wanted to perpetuate that we are different. The contestants that come through now have a very different experience than they did even when I was running. We changed the judging criteria to focus less on appearance. In fact, it's not even appearance anymore. It's like poise or confidence or something like that. And much more on their speaking ability. We are heavy in community service. So, I wanted to be part of the change as well. Yeah.
So before you did it...
I'm sorry, he's super noisy. I know, but is it okay?
I think it's fine.
You.
No, but what I was going to ask you is that, so before they changed the criteria and allowed you to get in, was it something that you grew up wanting to be a part of?
No,
okay.
Because I could never be part of it. Yeah, I am half Japanese from birth,
Yeah.
It never changed, No, but I knew about it, and I had a Calabash cousin that ran in San Francisco and won. So knew a little bit about the festival, and I've had friends that ran, but no, I wasn't interested until they changed the blood quantum. Yeah.
And it was pretty much immediate. Like as soon as they changed it, you're like, okay.
No. I had to get recruited. People. I mean, I wasn't like keeping tabs on it. Like people told me about it.
So what was it like back there? Because there's not too many people that can say that they are behind the scenes there and that they've done any kind of craziness that went on back then.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fun. I much prefer being a volunteer. I mean, it sounds obvious, I guess, but it's so much more fun to be behind the scenes. You're in plays, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I have been into, but I love the production side of plays.
Yeah.
I like the rehearsals. I like what goes on behind the scenes, the build up to it, the writing for it, all that stuff. So for Festival Ball, which is like the culmination of the Cherry Blossom Festival, like what they consider the pageant, that's like running a play. So I've been helping backstage for like years, but it's that same energy. Well, Tina helps us too.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's Inoki. Anyway, so it's just pulling the whole show together is so much fun. It's so good. Like, I don't care who wins. It's just the show going off without a hitch, or all the problem solving like you have to do as the show goes on. I love that stuff. That's fun.
So I used to date somebody who was in like the Miss Hawaiʻi pageant scene.
Oh, I'm sure it's very different.
And it's so stressful and it doesn't seem fun to me from what I saw. But for this one, does it seem like is it less competitive in a sense of like there's more of a sisterhood kind of thing?
Oh yeah, there's definitely. I think for the other, pageants, I don't know if the contestants. Well, I think for Miss Hawaiʻi, they don't spend a whole ton of time together prior. And in our case, the contestants I think we sign them in the summer. So they spend about 6 months together before the festival ball. Oh. So, and they're going to, at one time we had about 18 culture classes. They do taiko, I think it's like 10 classes. So they see each other all the time. Then we have professional development classes. We have speech classes. We have rehearsals. So they're seeing each other maybe between 2 to 4 times a week. So they're tight. And so I think by the time we get to festival ball, it feels more like a graduation than it does, a competition. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I mean, there's still that element of competition, but I think by that point, I think the contestants are just like, they've been working so hard for that moment. And then I think it's more of a relief for them that it's over, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have, contestants that get upset or cry or have breakdowns or whatever. But I think by and large, everyone is pretty happy and they remain friends even like past festival, and those who get on court and those who don't. I mean, there's still friendships that are genuinely made throughout the experience. Yeah. And
so as far as, we're talking about how you're saying that the public scrutiny and things like that.
Yeah.
Did you experience stuff still?
Oh, from being in festival?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are some people who didn't agree with the blood quantum change in the Japanese American community. So because I was the first, 50% Japanese, had a non-Japanese surname, clearly I don't behave like your traditional Japanese woman or whatever back in the day. I mean, some are very disapproving that I was queen.
Was that hard for you? Or
no.
Did you take more like of a challenge? Like, I'll show you.
I respect people's opinion. Like, you can have whatever opinion you want, and it's all good. I mean, they have reasons for the way they believe in. That's fine, but I don't take it personally because you can't.
See, that's something that I have difficulty with, and we talked about before.
Personally?
Yeah, like people say, "Oh, you're in the public eye, like you're a performer, so you must have thick skin." And I was like, "I actually have super thin skin. I can't let go of things, especially if you have a room full of hundreds of people that like you, but there's one person that doesn't. I'll concentrate on that guy.
Really?
Like, why doesn't he like me?
Oh,
what did I do?"
Oh, man. Well, it is hard when people don't like you and you don't know why. I have a harder time when it's somebody I know that has a grievance with me and I can't resolve it or figure out why. And oftentimes, it's because it's really nothing and it's been blown up. And it's sometimes hard to just admit that actually it was a really stupid argument and we should just let it go. Those I feel worse for. People not liking me in general, I don't care. I think.
See, for
well,
that,
I don't know if
it's
they do or
hard
not.
because I'll be so confused. Like, why do you feel this way? I need validation or a reasonable
See,
reason.
I only need validation from people who their validation matters. That's how I have to filter it. Otherwise, you just get. I mean, I would be crying all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's, and like Melissa Chang and I always talk about this, but she thinks no one hates me and everyone hates her. And I'm sure there are people who don't like me. It's just I haven't had anybody say it to me, or if they do, maybe I don't recognize that it's hate. And I think it's just someone just pointing something out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's people who hate me. Yeah.
Well, hate's a very strong word.
Yeah, but it's a strong feeling that I'm sure people have toward me. There must be. Yeah. Right?
Well, I haven't met him yet.
Yeah.
So.
Well, maybe, yeah.
And I wouldn't know why anyone would hate Melissa.
Oh,
for that
I mean,
matter.
for any kind of reason, like I don't like her hair, or I don't like what she said about my restaurant, or I mean, it's a myriad of things. Yeah.
That's something I wanted to ask you too, because I mean, we're kind of jumping around, but so you're into food blogging and the food editor at a major magazine, Honolulu Magazine. Is it tough? Because like you got to be kind of honest about things.
Yeah.
Do you have people that get upset about you about something you write or your reviews, or because a lot of it is opinion, right? So
it is, right? And to be fair to our readers, we have to be honest.
Yeah.
Right. So food writing in general, it's interesting. I know I've been sort of labeled as a food writer, and it's unfortunate because it's not my favorite thing in the whole world to do. I mean, I like to write, but I don't like to just write about food. The challenge when you're doing reviews, I remember having this conversation with some bloggers before, including Melissa. And when we first started out, at least my philosophy, I know Melissa adopted the same philosophy as well, is that if we didn't like it, we're not going to write about it. Plain and simple. That's how you get around it. Why would I want to write about something I don't like? So, but when you write for a publication where you're getting an assignment, let's say, or it's a new restaurant, that it's part of your job to review it because there's public interest in it, then you have to be honest. So yeah, I mean, there have been times when I've written reviews about restaurants where I may not have liked a dish, or I may not have liked something, or service was not the best. And it's just in how you write it. I mean, you sort of explain like, well, this kind of was like maybe their first week of service, so they were still, kind of ironing out the wrinkles in it. I think people get the idea that you're pointing it out, but you're trying to explain that point of view. There have been times when I've called the chef and said, okay, you have to explain this dish to me because I just don't get it. And I've said things like, I know people who love this dish. It just wasn't kind of my particular taste. And I haven't had any blowback from anyone. Yeah. I think because I'm honest about it, that I don't say it's a horrible dish. I just say, I don't care for this style. So, I'm not going to obviously love it, right? Mm-hmm. But I do know people that if you love congee, for example, you'll love this dish or whatever. And it's been okay. The thing about food writing is interesting because who cares what I think, really? I mean, who cares? Like, my taste is very different. Like, I don't like peas. So I'm not going to love a pea soup.
Right.
But if you love peas, you will love a pea soup. So it all comes down to, just if you like it, eat it. Just because I like it doesn't mean you'll like it. And just because I hate it doesn't mean you will. Just if you like something, just eat it. It's good. Like, whatever.
Well, why do you think there's such a huge fascination around food reviews and things like that? Because it seems like for the longest time, like it just seems to get more and more popular where people share their opinions about food or places. And it just, even on social media, just like 90% of the posts are about food, right?
Yeah. So it comes down to how we decide to do anything, even pre-social media, which is you'd ask your friend. Yeah. So you're trying to find places that are vetted by people whose opinions you respect, right? And so if I'm going to go to Seattle, I'm going to ask people who live in Seattle or who have lived in Seattle or visited Seattle recently, hey, where should I go? I'm not going to ask somebody who doesn't know, has never been there. So it's the same kind of thing. You want to know from a general sense what people think of a place before you even go there. But at the end of the day, if this person doesn't like this soup and you do, it's all good. Like, who cares what that person thinks? But you just want to know if it's worth going to begin with. I think people are interested to know what someone may think of a restaurant that they love or hate to get that opinion validated, or just to see what someone else thinks. But I don't think it matters at the end of the day. You're going to like what you like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said that you don't particularly care too much for people knowing you as the food blogger or the food writer, because there's so much more that you like to write about.
Yeah, I mean,
stuff.
none of them don't care. I mean, I'm the food editor, so like, I have to care about
right.
that.
But to be known just solely, that's all you're known for, kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's weird because I feel like that's only a small part of my whole career, actually. Actually, what I originally started out doing was sports writing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what my original, I was like a sports writer. Yeah.
Oh.
Super random. So at Kaleo, and then I was at the Star Bulletin. I clerked in the sports department. I went away to Northwestern. I was going to just do sports. I interviewed with ESPN, but I didn't want to do TV. I wanted to do writing. I was into sport. And so even when I got hired at the Advertiser in 2000, I came on board as a feature writer, covering the worst beat ever, which is entertainment. I wanted to kill myself. I mean, I think every young person would love that beat. Like, I was like the club reporter. It wasn't my scene. I had to do like music review. I mean, it wasn't my thing. I wanted to do sports. So I ended up rotating into the sports department for a little over a year, I think. And I covered football. UH football is in the box. I did men's volleyball. I did a bunch of stuff when I was at the Advertiser. And then I did like recreational sports.
Was it because you're a huge sports fan yourself?
Yeah, partly. And then I played sports. So that's always like what kind of fuels the interest, right? And then sports to me is like the ultimate like drama, right? I mean, there's a winner and there's a loser and there's conflict. It's super timely. It's like the ultimate like news story, if you think about it, right? It's just so fun. Yeah, I don't know.
So what happened? Why did you veer away from it?
No, I didn't. Not like I personally veered away from it. I used to work in athletics too at UH. I didn't personally veer away from it. It just so happened that there wasn't a job in sports for me. So I took the job in features, started to write about all these other things. And really what it came down to is I liked telling stories about people. So even with sports, I liked doing profiles. I liked writing about what the athletes had to go through to become what they are or to achieve what they do. And I realized that it wasn't really the sport itself that was interesting. It was kind of the stories that made up that sport. And so you can apply that to anything. I mean, I can write a story about, I wrote for the business desk for a long time, which kind of sounds weird. I was a business writer and I focus heavily on small business, but that's the same thing. I mean, there's drama, there's conflict, there's, in some cases, a winner and a loser, and there's real problems and challenges that these people face, and that was interesting to me. So I can take that and apply it everywhere, even to food, right? Mm-hmm. A restaurant that opens or a restaurant that closes. There's so much emotion in that. That's what I like to do, is tell those stories.
And is that something that growing up you were always drawn to storytelling?
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember. I used to read a lot of fiction when I was young. I remember I used to have pictures on my wall of like animals, like horses, and I would write stories about like what I thought that horse was doing in that picture, or that, I used to write all the time, like fiction. I've always been a writer. Yeah? Yeah.
Where do you think that came from?
I have no idea. Sports, I have no idea, because nobody in my family plays or watches sports. I remember watching the 1985 Super Bowl. I was so excited. It was the Patriots and the Bears by myself. Like, I had my whole setup. I was like 10 years old, and I was like, yes, the Super Bowl. And we used to go to the mall on Super Bowl Sunday because my parents knew that it was like empty. Yeah. And they would leave me at Sears with all the other men watching the game.
What?
And no one in my family really watched sports. My grandfather watched baseball, but he didn't live with us. No one. I figured out football all on my own. I don't know.
And that's a hard sport to learn on your own.
What I did.
It's got a lot of rules.
I mean, I've had to explain football to boyfriends. Yeah, super not cool. And then I remember my parents were working, so I was a latchkey kid, and I signed up for volleyball and basketball, like on my own in 4th grade. And I don't know if they even knew. I used to like forge my their signature on like, you know, those whatever the waivers or whatever. Yeah, and I would go to practice on my own, and yeah, I don't know. I don't understand either why I got so into sports like by myself. Isn't that crazy?
Were you the type of kid that, because most of us when we were kids and we played sports, we wanted our parents to see us.
Oh no, I didn't care.
You didn't care?
No.
Did they come?
Not really. I remember maybe some weekend games, like if we got into like a tournament or something. I vaguely remember my parents being there, but usually no. Yeah, they were never there.
So are you still a huge fan of sports? I didn't know that you were into sports.
Yeah, I know. Nobody knows. Yeah. Nobody knows. I don't talk about it.
Does that mean because you're not really into it anymore?
No, I am. I mean, I used to be like I used to subscribe to SI and ESPN, the magazine. Oh, yeah. I was totally into sports. Like I said, I used to work for UH Athletics. I was season ticket holder for like football, basketball, volleyball, everything. And, you know, then I had a boyfriend who like didn't know anything about sports, didn't like watching sports. I'd wake up on Sunday morning to watch football. Yeah, I was really into it. Yeah. So because he wasn't into it, we just started doing other things. So I just kind of got out of it a little bit. So every now and again, I'll like turn on SportsCenter, you know, just to keep tabs on things. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
But I feel like there has been a big gap from, you know, when I was really into sports to now because I don't watch as much. Yeah. I used to go to the WAC tournament in Vegas, the women's volleyball WAC tournament every Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
So is it...
Most people don't know this about me now. Like if you know me in the last like 10 years, you probably don't know that about me. Yeah.
So is it a trip for you to know that you are on a big screen commercial in Aloha Stadium?
That. Yeah, I can't go to a game and see that. I was there at oh, by the way, just for everyone to know, I went to every single game during the Von Appen years. I was die hard. Every game. I didn't sit in the same seats though, because you didn't have to. You could sit anywhere you wanted. But yeah, I went to every game.
Wow, that's better than me, because even I consider myself a diehard. And during that year, I missed like 2 games because I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I went to every game.
This is hurting my soul.
Yeah, but you got it. You're a fan. You're a fan for life, man.
Do you still think do you miss it or do you think it's kind of you're used to it now without sports in your life?
I mean, so I still keep tabs, but I mean, I haven't gone to like a UH football game in forever. And that's just because, you know, the people I'm dating usually don't want to go. I mean, they really don't want to go. So I don't go. But now I have a son, right? So then I was telling my husband, like, what are we going to do? Because I would be stoked. I would want to take him to like basketball games and get him all interested. So I think we'll probably do that. Like Kai's a big basketball fan. He's a huge Lakers fan. And I didn't know that about him either because he doesn't ever watch a game, but he secretly keeps up with it. Cause like if somebody who's into Lakers basketball, like starts talking about it, he's right there. Like he knows who they like drafted. Like he'll just go, I'm like,
why does he keep it such a secret?
Well, I think he's just too, I don't know. I don't know why he doesn't watch. I don't know. Cause I would totally watch with him.
That's so funny.
He, not to keep it a secret, but he just doesn't watch games anymore. But he will UFC though.
Yeah.
That has to be watched, though. Yeah. I'm not a huge UFC fan.
Why not? Because I would think that's kind of like the ultimate storytelling type of thing because you have characters and
I guess
the conflict.
Yeah.
Different styles and backgrounds and countries.
I guess. I mean, no, I don't know. It's just a blood sport. I know Kai will talk on and on about the technique and the strategy and all that, and I mean, I watch it. Yeah.
See, because most people I know who didn't watch it and then get introduced to it by a significant other, they'll usually kind of get addicted to it fairly quickly.
Really?
And it sounds like you're just like, it's there.
It's okay. I don't know why I'm not so into UFC. I mean, like I said, we do watch it. Like we watched the last bout, the 212 with Medeiros and Holloway, so that was exciting. But I don't know. I have to reflect on that. Why UFC just doesn't do it for me.
Something missing in your soul.
Yeah, because it's not that it's because it's not a team sport. Because I watch tennis.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to.
Yeah, we'll analyze that.
Come back to that.
Yeah, as I hear, there's some women that go nuts at the bouts. Like they're like, kill him.
So you know Jamie and how
sweet Jamie
mouse-ish she is.
You get into UFC?
Oh yeah.
Why?
She goes nuts.
What is it? You tell me then. What is it?
I took a kickboxing.
Is that what it is? See, but I've taken kickboxing. I've taken Taibo with the guy who invented Taibo. I went to LA and actually took his class.
You met Billy Blanks? What? How did this happen?
I don't know. It just sort of happened. We took a class. Anyway, so...
no, we can't just gloss over that.
No, but this is fascinating because I wonder if it's because you're not aggressive, and I'm very aggressive. So I have a friend who is kind of is an aggressive, angry personality, and she thought, okay, the way to get my aggression out would be to take kickboxing or like judo or something.
Yeah.
It just fueled it. You know what calmed her was ballet. And you could never imagine her taking ballet because she's such a like high-strung, angry person. But she couldn't put herself in a situation where she could act on the rage. So maybe that's what it is. Because when I watch it, maybe it's like... Maybe this is just what's happening inside me all the time. And I'm like, why do I need to see it? I don't know. But it's not therapeutic for me. Because I've heard that before. People say, oh, it's like, it startles them inside. Like there's just something that comes alive, you know?
Yeah.
That's my life, man. I'm a beast all the time, girl. No, I'm just kidding. But I wonder if that's what it is.
How did this happen where you went and took a Taibo class?
I don't remember exactly.
What?
We were just in LA and then we took a Taibo class and he was the one doing it. Is that random?
That is random.
It was kind of a big class, though. It was like maybe 30 or 40. No, maybe 30 people. Yeah, I mean, he was tough. Is that a big deal?
It's just weird to me.
It's weird, yeah. Okay, good.
Like,
I have a picture with him.
It's not like, what?
Yeah, well, because then you were like, oh, I guess we should take a picture with him.
See, it is
right?
a big deal. You knew it. You don't take pictures with Jerry, the spin class teacher, after class, right?
Not if he's cute, maybe. No, that's true. No, I mean, because... We knew when we got there that it was a big deal because this was like the guy.
Yeah. But
I couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
He's so easy to recognize because he's bald and got the bug eyes. And
I don't know if I could. I don't think I remember what he looks. See, Jamie's with me. I don't think I could remember what he looks like now.
I see him right now.
Really?
In my head.
I don't.
Yeah. Clear as day.
I mean, I remember the class clear as day because it was brutal. But I don't remember what he looked like specifically. He was a big guy.
Was he a nice guy? Or?
Yeah, he was nice. I mean, he was brutal.
Yeah. But afterwards, when
sure. Yeah, of course. We paid to be there, right? So, and it wasn't like a special class. I think he taught this class regularly. You know what I mean? I don't think it was. This is like back in like 2001, maybe. It was kind of.
Also, he had been big time for a while after that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I think he regularly taught. It wasn't like a special class that we signed up. We just signed up for the class and just happened he was the instructor.
And were you like, when you saw that, were you like, hey, it's a Taibo
No,
guy.
I was like worried. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to kill us. You know what I mean? And everyone in there it's in LA and they're pretty good at Taibo.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think I even knew what Taibo really was. Like,
I don't really know. I assume it's like aerobic exercise, but disguised as like martial arts,
something like that,
like turbo kickboxing.
Yeah, it was more like, I don't even know what that is, but yeah, it was like in that vein, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, slight departure.
Okay, well, interestingly enough, we'll move on. I'll let you go with
What
that.
is he doing? Your dog.
I miss by chewing on a toy of some sort.
I just see his butt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he has a toy.
But meanwhile, Landon looks like he is just chilling.
Oh, he thinks it's funny.
So I know that getting to this point where you're being a mother was kind of a long road and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you've documented it on your blogs and stuff like that. But how has this experience been? I know you said there's no way you could have prepared for it and things like that. But for maybe others who are in a similar situation or will soon be in one, like what kind of things could you share with?
Is this like personal? Like, are you like interested in like my journey and for personal?
Well, because I think the last time we had like a full on well, not the last time, but when we had a pretty deep conversation.
The Master Hong conversation?
No, before that.
Oh, before
at your
Master
house.
Hong.
Like, this is when you were, like, you explained that you wanted to have a family and stuff like that. And then the Master Hong conversation and things. And I just knew that it was, like, something that you'd wanted for so long.
Kind of, sort of. Okay, so I think most women who are, so I'm 42. I think most women who are in their late 30s and early 40s can relate to this. If they haven't had kids already, you get to a place where you're like, if I have kids, great. If I can't, that's okay. Because, like, you know, your window of opportunity is, like, rapidly shrinking. So no sense, like, get all, like, crazy and I want to have kids or whatever. When, let's say, you don't have a partner or, like, you're not ready for whatever reason. But so I think by the time, I think I always wanted to have a family. And then I went through, like, 2 pretty long-term relationships that ended without, taking that next step. And so then I'm like, oh, great. So I'm like 36 and I don't have, like, a partner and oh, well. So, I mean, there was a point when I thought, well, if I have kids, it's great. But if I don't, it's fine. And I think everyone should recognize that it is okay to not have your own family because there are always ways to create a family. And I know a lot of couples that either chose not to have kids or couldn't have kids for whatever reason. And they have great marriages. I mean, they probably have better marriages than most married people with kids. And it's because they can really focus on themselves. They've bonded over that choice or if that choice was made for them. And then also they have time to spend with each other. They have money to spend with each other. So it's not a bad thing. But, I know that there's women that really, or men even, that really want kids that get to a point where they don't have kids for whatever reason. And it is a grieving process. I mean, you have to grieve the loss of what you wanted. But it's also like in anything in life when you have your mind set on something. So I'll give you an example. Like, I grew up always wanting to do 2 things, write and teach. That's it. I mean, I was a little kid and I would hold class with my stuffed animals, So writing and teaching have always been sort of integral in my life. And I knew that was my future. And I do both. I do write and I do teach. There was a time when I changed careers and I became a full-time teacher. I was like faculty at KCC and it was great. I loved it, but it just, things had happened at my job and it was a revelation that teaching wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And maybe I liked writing a little more and I wasn't able to do that as much. And maybe it just was the wrong time for me. And it took me a long time to accept that because all my life I had thought I was going to be a teacher. So when you get to a point when you think, oh, maybe this isn't for me, and you spent like 30 years thinking this was going to be what you were going to do, it was shocking. It was hard. It was like grieving a loss of what I thought my life. It was interesting. I mean, I had to let go. I had to say, oh, maybe teaching isn't for me. That was not easy to do. It's almost like finding out you're adopted. Like what all my life I knew this to be true. So I think that's the same thing with kids is that I tried to prepare myself that, okay, if I don't have kids, am I going to be okay? And you just have to be okay with it and find other joy in your life because there's plenty of joy in the world. You know what I mean? So when I met my husband, who's younger, want to note, he was really like, I want to have kids. And I told him, I'm 38. Like, if you really want to have kids, like, go to the college and find some 23-year-old girl who's like fertile. Like, you're really betting on someone who may not have like an adequate supply of eggs. Let's be honest. And I told him this really upfront because I didn't want him to lose out on his opportunity should I not be able to have kids. And we had to talk through this for like months and months and months. And so finally he said, as long as you're willing to try, I love you. And if it comes with kids, then fine. But as long as you're willing to try. And so I said, okay, let's do this. But what I tell a lot of people who try is you got to give yourself a deadline because you could spend, it is the craziest thing to try to get pregnant, especially when you're struggling. Because you become so obsessed with getting pregnant. You're like peeing on a stick, some kind of stick every 2 weeks. And all you do is like, am I ovulating? Am I pregnant? Am I ovulating? Am I pregnant? It just becomes your world. All you do is Google that stuff. Like, oh, I felt a twinge. Am I ovulating? It's just like ridiculous. You like check things you never check, like your cervical mucus. Like, we didn't even know I had that like happening. And you're checking it. you're like Googling the consistency and what does this mean? It's so ridiculous. Anyway, but you can get obsessed about it, and then it becomes like your whole world. And then every 2 weeks you're disappointed. You know, like how can you live like that? Yeah. And it really affects your marriage. It affects your relationship with people. I think you become crazy. I'm not sure. I think I was crazy at the time. So I always tell people, just give yourself a deadline. So we did. We had rules, like we would try for this amount of time before we saw a fertility specialist. I would be willing to do IVF only once, and that's it. So we had really set, benchmarks. I ended up seeing a fertility specialist. I think I was scheduled to start maybe in June or July, and then I found out I was pregnant in April.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't have to go through that process. But, but I think if I didn't have those deadlines, I think I would go crazy. Because where does it end?
Yeah.
When do you say, I have a friend that did IVF 7 times.
Wow.
And never got pregnant. And I have another friend that did IVF 7 times and on the 7th time got pregnant. So where do you say no?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, let's try it. I think about this one time I was in Vegas a long time ago where I was watching, because I play, what is it called? Not blackjack. I play roulette. Sorry. I play the dumbest game ever. Like the worst odds, but roulette is so much fun. So I was playing roulette, as I do. And I remember they have it on the board, right? Like the number and the black and the red. And it was like all black. And everybody was just putting money on red, like wads of money and it kept hitting black. People were losing their house, I think, on roulette. And that's how I think about IVF or trying to get pregnant. Oh, like when do you walk away from the table?
Yeah.
I don't know. Right? You walk away and then it's red, right? And you're like, I should have put money down. But that's what I mean. Like, it's too hard. Yeah.
Did you guys ever consider, if it didn't work out,
adoption? Yeah, I would love to adopt, but it's also very expensive.
Yeah.
So like people think, just adopt some poor kid like on the street in Chinatown. No, it doesn't work like that. And even when you do like adoption through agencies, with foreign countries like China, Russia, it's really gotten expensive now to even China. It used to be cheap before, now it's not. So we looked into that, but we can't afford it. Even IVF, they say your first round is covered, but that doesn't include all the other stuff that goes along with IVF, and it's expensive. You end up paying like out of pocket probably about 10 grand.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's each time?
Well, no, each time. I don't know what the total cost is of IVF now. I think it's maybe like 20 grand.
God.
But your insurance covers it, because there was a law that was passed in the 80s that insurance companies here have to pay for 1 round of IVF. Mm-hmm. So there are women who will change their insurance carrier. So you can do it 4 times for free if you do that. It's just like a little trick they do. But that's crazy to me. That's so nuts to have to do all that stuff, right? I don't know.
It feels like I don't see how you can concentrate on anything else.
Why is Emmett licking the stroller wheel?
Emmett licks everything.
That's amazing, because it does need to be cleaned. I was just telling Kai that needs to be cleaned.
You're welcome. So are you? You're obviously enjoying motherhood, but are there things about it that you didn't expect that you just absolutely are super happy about and love that?
That I didn't expect that I love, because I can tell you things I didn't expect that I hate. No,
right.
I'm just kidding.
And we don't want to have the negative part to that.
I'm just kidding. That I love. I found that I don't mind that I don't serve, which, I have turned down job offers because it would start too early in the morning and I wouldn't be able to serve. I really turned down offers. Yeah. Because I'm like, oh no, I can't be in the office at 7:30 because I had to serve. And with him, I haven't noticed that it bothers me, like where I'm like missing it so much. That's been a revelation. And I didn't know that until recently when somebody had asked, you're not getting in the water as much. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not really getting in the water.
Do you think it's maybe because what surf represented as far as like it filled something for you now? Having him has done that?
No, because as soon as he can, he's going in the water with me. Yeah, no. No, I think, there was a community of people that I saw every morning, which served as a family to me. And I still view them as a family and I still go and see them. And so maybe it was kind of that community that maybe filled that kind of void, I suppose. But it's more like, I don't know, something kicks in where it's like, wow, you just have to do it. It's like the dogs, right? You got to walk them.
Yeah.
Even if it's like you're tired, if for whatever reason you still walk them. Well, I do. I don't know if you do, but no judging.
It's a struggle, but 90% of the time.
But you know what I mean? Like you just sort of do it. And I think it's the same with him. Like you don't really think about it. You just sort of do it because you have to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't get mad about it. Like I don't get salty like, oh, you kid, you're keeping me away from the surf, I know that it'll be there, but what won't be there is that time.
Yeah.
And that's really, that's the miracle of it, right? We'll go surf later. It's all good. The ocean will still be there. Maybe at a different sea level, but whatever.
What happens if it turns out he does not like the water?
Awesome. Then he can sit on the beach and watch my stuff. I already thought about that. Yeah.
Well,
right?
I'd be remiss if I didn't explain this because you brought up earlier the Master Hong conversation.
I knew you were going to bring it up.
And I was like, people are going to be like, what? Then they're going to think that I'm talking about myself. And let me make it clear, I'm not calling myself Master Hong. That is, in fact, an actual person.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with talking about that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
So,
are you comfortable with talking about Master Hong?
Oh, yeah. It's the craziest experience.
So crazy, right? It's so awesome.
And in fact, do you know that I took Jamie to see him?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And?
Okay. So let's explain a little bit.
Oh, good.
But what came about with this is that I had health issues. You were having your struggle with trying to get pregnant, and I guess you were introduced or suggested to see this guy named Master Hong, this mythical
Grandmaster
Hong. Yes, that's right. So explain to the listeners who don't quite know what this is all about.
So Grandmaster Hong, he's a Qigong master. Is it Qigong? Am I pronouncing it correctly?
I don't know.
Anyway,
we get the email when he's coming in, and I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce this word.
I think it's Qigong. I'm not sure. Anyway, a friend of mine told me who's been going to see Grandmaster Hong forever, and her mom goes, and they're kind of devout followers of Grandmaster Hong. We were just talking story one day at lunch about her, her health issues and how Master Hong has sort of helped her through that. And then we were talking about, my trying to get pregnant. I don't remember how it came up. And then she was like, "Oh, you should see him," because I guess she helped her brother, and he's known to have helped people with fertility problems. And it just so happened that she had this opening 2 days after our lunch date, and was willing to give me her slot. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "Well, but the downside is $300 for half an hour." And I was like, "Oh my God, $300? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You know how many massages that is?" Anyway, so I thought, okay. So I went home and I talked to Kai, and he's like, "Oh, let's just do it. Just do it. You never know." And up until that point, I pretty much try whatever anybody tells me to do. So I was like, okay. So I went, and luckily my girlfriend came with me, and she sort of helped translate. Not that he was a gregarious guy or anything, but whatever he did say, she translated. So I went in, and you know how this is. It's just this room, and he comes out in this lab coat or whatever, and he doesn't have any bedside manners, right? He I don't think he smiled at me or anything. And I'm sitting across from him, across the table from him, and I hadn't really told him why I was here. I had just given him my birth date and the time of my birth, right, and my name, I guess. And then on this chart of outline of a human body, he starts identifying places where I had energy blockage. So his specialty is energy healing and movement and all that stuff. And he identified these parts of my body where I had notable injuries. Like my back in particular, and I had an injury on my shoulder, and I had leg pain that I hadn't told anybody about. It was growing pains. I'd have it at night, and it would just ache and ache. So he identified that. And mind you, I hadn't told him. He just sits there, and he's like, rah, rah.
It's a very scary, intimidating thing, because he didn't say anything to me. He just pointed at the chair, and he sat across from me, and he kind of twitched his eye at me and starts writing little scribble marks. Yeah. And I was like, do I talk now or you talk? How does this work?
It was crazy. And then he wanted to know Kai's information. So I called Kai on the phone. I had woken him up from a nap or something, wanted to know the time of birth. I only had his birthday. And I hung up the phone. I remember Grandmaster Hong was like, oh, tell your husband he's lazy. He should get up. Which made me laugh because he had just woken up from a nap as well. So in that 10 seconds, he identified all of Kai's energy blockage areas as well. Also all manifested in injuries, which is interesting because Kai wasn't even in the room.
Yeah.
So anyway, he proceeded to tell me that I had this really, I have a severe back injury that stems from a car accident and then all these other things that had happened to me over the course of the years. And he said, you can't hold a baby, which is true because I would miscarry. I would get pregnant and I would have miscarriages. And he just said, you cannot hold baby, this bad energy here. And then he proceeded to whip me. He beat the bad energy out of me. He beat it out of me.
So,
you
had warned me, okay, it's going to be crazy, and it's really painful.
It's really painful.
And it's so simple what he's doing, because all he's doing is, it seems like back of his hand, he's just dude, that's all you hear.
Did you have those black balls come out of your body?
I didn't have, I saw the pictures that you showed me of yours, and I didn't have that. Mine looked more like welts, but yours looked
like black balls. Yeah. I didn't show you I had to show you the pictures. There's just these balls raised, black balls raised out of my body. It was out of my skin. It was weird. And then later on it turned into welts, straight lines, striations. But my whole back was red, right, from the beating. And then these balls, they're kind of big, maybe a golf ball size, coming out of my back. Yeah, it was crazy.
It's funny you keep saying the beatings. But if you're there, it doesn't seem like it hurts a lot, but it doesn't seem like he's doing much because it's just literally just this nonstop.
Did it hurt though?
It hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it's for it's an extended period of time, maybe a minute or two of just nonstop.
Yeah.
So the first initial hit, you're like, oh, okay, I can handle it. And then maybe 20 seconds later, you're like, please stop this now.
It's brutal. Yeah. But it was interesting because, he told me things like, let your body heal. He said, don't try 6 months after my last miscarriage. He said, 6 months when I miscarried, he said, wait 6 months.
Uh-huh.
So, I did. I was actually relieved because I felt a lot of pressure to keep trying to get pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, just don't let your body heal. And then I told him, I was being facetious, right? I'm like, yeah, but I'm 41 or whatever. And he's like, so? I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Well, you know how he is, right?
Yeah.
It's just he he didn't laugh at my jokes or anything. Anyway.
He probably didn't understand them.
No.
Because he has broken English. He's not from here.
But he also wasn't entertained by me at all. Anyway, but
he told me that I'm very funny, by the way.
Really? Wow. Well, okay.
You're very funny.
Anyway, so he... and then he had told me about letting things go in general. It was kind of just an aside when I was leaving about, he said, holding feelings in. And it was weird. I was like, okay. And then I had that weird emotional breakdown right after.
That's the part that was really trippy to me.
Yeah. I had a major emotional breakdown. I had vivid dreams of people in my life that I had conflict with or had unresolved issues with, vivid. I was having conversations with them. The next morning, I was crying. It just felt like everything had gone away. It was different. And I kept waiting for the moment when I would have those feelings come back. Never did.
Wow.
And I haven't seen him since. And I also got pregnant 6 months after. Yeah,
that's
6 months after my miscarriage. I got pregnant and was able to hold the baby full term.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Weird, right?
See,
super weird.
When I went, he had described Jamie and everything. So.
Really?
And the best part is he described her as, when you go shopping, you go in, go out, very fast. Girlfriend, look around. Wow, plenty time.
Really?
And so when I told her that, she goes, he knows me. And so that's what sold her to go see him because. I was like, I don't know how to explain this. Kat told him about this crazy.
Well, he got
Chinese
you to
guy.
quit your job.
Yeah,
remember?
well, him and you.
Oh, yay.
Because what was going on is I was having, midlife crisis, so to speak, where I was not happy.
You're too young to have a midlife crisis. It's like a quarter life.
I think I always say that my life expectancy is like a lot shorter than most people. So I'm about midlife right now for what I'm expecting.
So dramatic. Okay, anyway.
But yeah, I was trying to decide, like, why am I so unhappy and stuff? And then so our conversation, you and I, that really got me thinking and got me to change my perspective on things. And then seeing him kind of validate that, because what I needed was someone who knew me to tell me something. But then for him to be a total stranger and not know me and then kind of support that, then that's where I was like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, because you quit
cool.
like maybe a couple of weeks after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you started all this.
And now I'm here.
Are you happy though?
Rubbing two pennies together, but I get to see my friends and talk to them on a podcast. So yeah, no, I'm super happy. I've never been happier.
Really?
But
that's awesome.
I still gotta figure out how to earn a living. But aside from that, everything is just great.
That's good.
And the neat part of it all too is that I think we were talking about it back then. Is I felt like my creative side was gone, and a lot of it I thought was lack of confidence and whatnot. But the cool part is that all the creative juices are kind of back,
really?
and all these cool things are coming about because of that. And then being with Jamie, who's also equally as creative and maybe a little more driven to do things, and she's disciplined enough to be smart. Yeah.
That's important, and very patient with you. I would imagine.
I don't know why you need patience.
Well, no, I mean, it's important. You guys make a good team.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, so... And
you guys are with me on when I got married. You didn't even know. Remember? You don't remember. Do you know that I got married the day that I saw you guys? Yeah.
So that's a funny story.
Wait a second. You got married today? Why are you doing this? I'm like, oh, you asked us to do it.
So we were filming a video for our friend Kyle for High Life Clothing. And we had a scene that we wanted to have Kat and her dogs.
It was mostly the dogs. I know. It doesn't make me feel bad. I know. The Ratter Pack is very famous.
And so she said, okay, how about Saturday morning? We'll go do it then. We're like, sure, great. And then as we're all walking up, I'm carrying the camera equipment, and Kai is talking to Jamie about aquaponics and stuff.
Yeah.
Kat's like, oh, yeah. So I said something like, oh, so what are you going to do? And she's like, oh, well, we just got married. And I was like, wait, oh, when was that? She's like, no, we just got married.
Yeah, we
right
just
before
got
this. And I was like, who gets married and then comes and does this shoot? And it was like 10 in the morning and something.
At Makapu, yeah. Oh, we did.
And I was like,
I was still having makeup on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like a video shoot, makeup, all good.
You've definitely had the most unique wedding story I've ever heard.
Well, it gets
and I got
better.
To be part of it.
So we married 6 months to the day we met. So it was a little nuts. Yeah, it was crazy. But what's funny is, bless my husband, right? He's like not into social media. He has a Facebook account, but he doesn't really use it that much. And so he didn't have Instagram. So when we were dating, he was like, let's not tell anybody we're dating, because we knew we were going to get married anyway. So he thought it'd be so funny if all of a sudden we just like, oh, we're married. And everyone's going to be like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
So that was his plan. Like, we were going to have this like social media announcement and this total ninja wedding. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. It's so dumb. But what was dumb about it was he was like, I am going to start an Instagram account like that day. And I'm going to post to the world that we're married. I was like, you go and do that, like you and your no followers. Yeah. Like, he totally did not understand how Instagram works. Yeah. Like, he was so excited to post his first and only photo, which is of us on the beach getting married, but like to no one.
To no one.
Like, I was only follower. So dumb. Anyway, yeah. So what's interesting is, we did do it through social media. We did post it, and people were just tripping out because I think people knew I was maybe seeing someone, but no one knew that Kai was dating. Like, it was a total secret. And so months and months later, we were having a get together at his house with one of his best friends who was there, and I had gone upstairs. We were in the garage, as you do in Hawaiʻi, right? So we're in the garage. I went upstairs to get something, and I guess his friend was like, hey, so how's everything going with Kat? And everyone else was like, what?
Oh, no.
How's the relationship going, And they're like, they're married. And he was like, what? Not on Facebook or Instagram. He was like, what? Like, how come I didn't know? He signed up for Facebook and Instagram like right after that. Yeah.
And now
He was
Kai
like,
has
I am
one
missing
follower.
out. Yeah. No, he still has no followers.
Oh,
No one knows. Like, anyway, forget it.
let's get him some followers. What's his name?
No,
What's his
I don't
handle?
even know what his name is, actually. I don't think he even knows his password. Like, I think it's
Wow.
done. Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's true love.
Is that right?
You found the right guy.
Oh, yeah. We were going to announce on his Instagram.
So did his family have, like, were kept in the dark too?
No, we told his mom a couple of weeks before, and then I had told my parents, but no one came to the wedding. It was just me and him.
Yeah.
And then my friend who is somehow ordained online or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she married us. And then my other girlfriend, like, was our photographer. That was it. So we met his mom for breakfast at Moana Cafe. Like, right after, we just, like, drove to Hawaiʻi. I was still wearing it was an Ava Sky dress, just to plug out to Ava Sky. Anyway, wore a dress and he wore his suit, and we met his mom for breakfast. And then we met you guys right after, and then went to dinner with my family at Roy's. Just my parents, my sister, my brother, and then his mom.
I didn't know you had a brother.
Yeah.
Oh, older or younger?
I had him my whole life, you know.
Well,
He's
I would
older.
assume.
Yeah, he's a thing. He's
thing.
way more of a foodie than I am. Like, when I go to restaurants, they know me as Jason's sister. Yeah.
Really?
They're like, hey, Jason's sister's here. I'm like, what is happening? Like, yeah. He knows
Wow.
everybody. Yeah.
So are you the middle or youngest?
So it's, what am I? I'm third of four, but
Oh.
my younger sister is like 11 years younger than me. So I'm kind of the baby, but not. And she's kind of the youngest, but like an only. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
So I think of myself as more of the baby of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the youngest sister, you weren't able to have much of a relationship because by the time she was old
Oh,
enough,
guess who changed all her... Guess why I know how to do all that stuff.
Well, right.
Yeah.
But when she's old enough to, like, you know, interact, you were probably in college by then, right?
Yeah, but I took her everywhere.
Oh.
So when she was going to Nu'uana Elementary School, I was their A+ leader.
Oh, wow.
And their morning care leader, yeah. I mean, I would have spent a lot of time with her as she was growing up. Yeah. I was the reason why she's into video games, sadly enough. It's like my fault.
Wait, what? Why?
I got her into video games. Because I
Are you
contributed to... I used to be. And so, like, that's one thing. I don't own a game console, but I
Yeah.
had every game console growing up. I do not have one now because that's just... Let's not do that. Like, I don't want... I have cable. Cable's enough for me. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was totally into video games before.
Oh, there's just so much about you that
Really?
we learned that you like sports and
Yeah.
super into sports
Yeah.
and video games.
So
Now
I used to, before the internet, there was a time when that was before the internet. We were on an IRC, like a channel.
Yeah.
You would call up. It was called Yo Raps. It was only
What?
in Hawaii. And I wish somebody would tell me about this, because I have a friend from that experience that we were too young. We were like 14 or 13, so we don't really know how it operated before. But you'd call this number and you'd go into like a chat room. It was like DOS, you know, we're in like a chat room, and you could leave mail for each other, and it was only inter-island. It wasn't like the nation. It was just Hawaii people. Yeah, and I met people through that, and I'm still friends with one.
That's crazy.
Who's married to one of my good friends, who was a photographer at my wedding, actually. So yeah, isn't that weird? But I don't know. Like, I want to know somebody who was older at the time that could tell me what this was that I called, and I would spend 14 hours.
How did you
a day.
find it?
I don't know. My brother and my dad are computer programmers.
Oh.
So we grew up with computers in the house. So, but they weren't the ones who introduced me. I have no idea.
This is crazy.
I know. And I used to play Dungeons and Dragons when I was in high school. Not that I really wanted to, but I had a boyfriend that was into it.
So it seems like, from what you've been telling me, that you kind of adopt or adapt to what your boyfriend or whoever you're dating likes, right?
The video games was just like our family.
Uh-huh.
No.
Because it seemed like when you used to be into sports, but then when you dated somebody who didn't like sports, you said, oh, never mind, I'm not going to watch sports.
Yeah, but I didn't adopt what they like doing.
You
know what I mean? Because one was like a paddler. I didn't get into that.
Oh.
Kai like dives and fishes. I mean, I fish, but I don't dive. Yeah, no. I mean, because it's not something you can do together, and I'd rather find common ground. So, like, the boyfriend that paddled also surfed, so we surfed a lot. Kai surfed also, and he hikes, so we do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much like surfed and hiked, and that's like stayed consistent. And then it's not like I play tennis. I've made every boyfriend play tennis actually with me, and golf. I'll make them do those things with me. But going to games and all that, if they're not into it, it's not fun. You've gone to games with people that aren't into it, right? It's not fun at all. You're just like, they don't want to be there.
It's just like same thing with the movies. Like if you know they don't like that kind of movies, and you're like, I can't enjoy this because I know this person next to me. It's like
and it's it's not a huge loss to me that I don't watch this sports. It's okay.
But Dungeons and Dragons, huh?
That that was definitely a boyfriend thing, but I used to like fantasy and science fiction anyway.
Oh, okay.
So to see the whole role playing of it was kind of fun. But yeah, I mean, I had a character, and I was like,
do you remember what the name was?
Salva Gray, I think, or something like that.
What was your character name?
Salva Gray.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know. I didn't really play that much because like my boyfriend at the time was a DM, the dungeon master, and like I didn't like to follow directions in just a general sense, so I didn't like to be told what to do. Yeah.
This is fascinating,
isn't it? There's lots of stories I can tell about my life. But
do tell.
No, I did. That was like a lot of like very confidential stuff.
Yeah, what kind of video games were you into?
Like, what do you mean?
Because you said you had all the video game consoles.
Yeah.
Which era was this?
Well, no, I wouldn't say I had all of them. I didn't get into Xbox. I think that I was.
Yeah, that's a little later. Yeah,
that's advanced. But like Super NES. I mean, we went all the way there. I wasn't into Sega that much. I was mostly a Nintendo person. So all the Nintendo games. I mean, I finished Mario World, right? Super Mario World.
Wow.
Yeah, I finished it. And then I was really into Game Boy, so Battle Bowl, like all those games. I finished Battle Bowl like twice.
What is Battle Bowl?
It's a really good game. I don't know. It's like a puzzle. It's not really a puzzle game, but it has like tanks. I don't know.
Weird.
It's weird. And then I used to go to arcades a lot because that's our generation.
Yeah.
So there were role-playing games, arcade form, and I can't remember the names of it, but we used to cut school and go and play it till we could finish it. I mean, it was like intense.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like, you got your food there, and you're just like sweating. You're like, I can't stop putting quarters in. Oh, it was crazy.
Where'd you get all that money? Because it was kind of expensive to...
Yeah, but I worked for when I was 14. I had to go and get those like tax...
Huh?
If you're under 15, you have to go to the tax office and get some kind of certificate
like a waiver
that you can
of some
work.
sort.
Yeah, I've worked my whole life.
What were you doing? What kind of jobs?
I worked in retail. I worked at Wet Seal.
Huh.
I was told I didn't accessorize enough. I worked at a flower shop. I worked at an answering service. I worked... I did all kinds of stuff. I was a writing mentor.
What for the answering service? What is that?
So I don't know if answering services still exist, but it's when you don't have your own office, you would hire an answering service. So, okay, I was in a small room like this, and there was a phone, and on the wall was a chart, and it had numbers. So like 352 or 721, whatever it was. And whatever number pops up on my phone, I'd have to look at the chart, find out what company it was, and answer on behalf of the company. And then we would just take messages. So every company had a different way to answer the phone, or you had different things to say. And you had to make like that you were their office because it was to legitimize their business, right? Or in the minds of potential clients or whatever. Yeah. So I would like... 353, you'd be like, hi, hello, it's Hanetta Realty or whatever. And you take messages and you leave them in a mailbox, and then the owners would come in. So like Kim Taylor Reese was one of our clients back in the day. Yeah, we had a promoter, a concert promoter. So he'd always come around and give us like concert tickets, like to the girls who worked in the office. Yeah. So I met Dennis Miller because he was a promoter, so we got to go backstage. I went to dinner with Ice-T, super random.
That's gotta be interesting. What was that like?
And I was maybe like 16 or 17.
Were you like in awe of him, or were you just like, I'm not that...
I'm always like, about everybody. Yeah. Nobody really... The only person that really, that I got excited about was, where was it? I got to meet Carrie Elwes, at the premiere of Pearl Harbor. Because I had to interview like Ben Affleck and Kate Beckinsale. Like, who cares? But then I was standing on the red carpet. So a lot of the local media kind of stood together, and I left the local media and I went to find like Access Hollywood and those guys, because like they're legit, and you know, people are just going to come over and like beg, oh, here's my actor, please interview him. So I stood with those guys, and I ended up having an exclusive interview with Ben Affleck that was brokered over like a drunken night at Sasabune that I was not a part of. It was like a friend of mine who worked for the paper. But anyway, so that happened also at this world premiere on the John C. Stennis, the aircraft carrier. Well, Carrie Elwes was just walking down the red carpet, and I was like, oh my God, that's Wesley. And I was like, really? Because I don't even think he was in the movie. And nobody was interviewed. He was just walking along the red carpet. I jumped on the red carpet, and I was like, wait, I have to say hi to you. That was the only time I actually like freaked out over a celebrity. I told him, as you wish. I'm like, tell me, say it to me. I got to hear you say it. Yeah, he was like, fine.
That's neat.
Yeah, that's the only one that I was excited about. See, it's exciting. Everyone else,
There's got to be some fun, interesting stories stemming from your answering service job, huh?
No, it wasn't that exciting.
No weird stuff.
Oh, it was weird all day. I mean, it's like you're making stuff up because like people are asking questions, and you're just like, he's in a meeting, like with who? I'm not quite sure. There's a bunch of them, you know what I mean? Well, what time is it going to be out? It looks like maybe an hour or so, but I'm not sure. It was just nuts. You just had to lie like all the time.
Gee.
Yeah, I mean, in a way that you weren't like, implicating anybody or, it was crazy. And then oftentimes you'd call the owner of the company to say, I have this message and it was, I need to give it to you immediately or whatever. Yeah, it was a fun, I was there for like 2 years, I think, doing that.
That's a long time to be in a job for.
I'm a long-suffering person.
Do you tend to stick to things for long term?
Well, yes. Yeah, I think so. I think I do tend to stick things out. Yeah.
So after that, what jobs did you have that kind of stuck out that you had before you went in full time into your career?
Reporting?
Yeah.
That stuck out. I think some of my, I have had fun jobs. I think working for athletics was fun. That was a really fun job.
Yeah, what did they have you do there?
I worked,
This is at UH, right?
At UH. Mm-hmm. I helped with publications. So we did like the media guides. And that was fun. I liked, I really enjoyed when I was writing for the paper and I was covering sports, particularly, I liked taking stats. So that was really fun. I took stats for a little bit. That was fun. I liked working A+. That was crazy with all the kids. Super fun. I don't know. What else did I do? I did a lot of stuff. I worked in the geology department for like 4 years at UH.
What did you do there?
I worked in the office, but I was also a geology major. Like I was double majoring in geology and English, but I never finished the geology part because the core requirements were totally different. Yeah, I would have been in school forever.
As I would imagine.
Yeah, but I really wanted to get my degree in geology.
Why?
Because I like rocks.
That's it?
Yeah. I always collected rocks when I was a kid, too. I just am fascinated by rocks. Is that weird?
Kinda.
If you know me, it's not that weird. Because I have rocks in my house. Like, you'll see. And I pick up rocks. And, yeah, I still have a fascination with rocks.
Huh. And then there's nothing that you could have put together as far as...
No, and one of the professors there, Chip Fletcher... he pulled me on the side one day because they all knew me because I worked in the office for so long. And he was encouraging me to finish my degree because he was a geology English double major. And he said that if you can write that, because I was like, well, write as a geologist. He's like, are you kidding me? How do I get paid? Grants, right? They do a lot of writing. And then you have to write for publications. So he's like, if you can write and you're a geologist, you're going to do really well. But I couldn't tough it out. And you have to take up to Calc 4, which was like, no.
I don't think I even graduated, because I didn't graduate college. I don't think I passed a calculus class. I don't even know what you learned in there.
No, I don't know. I forget.
Calc 4, my God.
Calc 4, yeah, not just 1 or 2. Yeah, no, 4.
I didn't know it went that high.
That's
I thought it was just 1
years of calculus,
dang.
And then all the other pretty hard physics and chemistry and stuff. Yeah.
Is there still anything else that you want to maybe try out or go for at this point in your life, or are you pretty much, that you're doing what you want to do?
I was in the PhD program for a little bit at UH, American Studies, super random. But it wasn't for me. It's hard to go back to school when you haven't been in school. Not so much the work, but I just didn't get it. Well, first of all, I didn't have time. Mm-hmm. And, I was working and trying to juggle the two was really difficult. But also, just kind of sitting in a room and people talking about things and, like, but what are we doing, though? Like, we're just, like, complaining about stuff or sharing our perspective on things. Like, so what? Like, do something. So that was really frustrating for me. I think when you're older, it's harder because you have a totally different perspective. You look at yourself when you were younger and you're like, oh, I was a jackass, I thought these things were so important, and they're totally not.
I think I get that feeling where I'm always like, if I could be doing something else, like, what are we doing here? Because I got stuff to do.
Okay, if you had to go back, what would you do?
Well, I can't. The thing is, I can't sit through school, so I wouldn't do anything different with school. I probably wouldn't have stayed as long as I did. I would have done more, been more active in trying to pursue entrepreneurism or whatnot. But I think I would have put a little more effort into my performance side, because a lot of it was like just fantasy, like, oh, I'd love to be a singer or an actor, but I didn't really do anything to achieve it. I've been fortunate where I kind of like lucked my way into getting things, but I think I could have been a little further along in my career here, whether it be in media or whatnot, if I just gone into it a little more hardcore. Mm-hmm. But I'm super stoked with where I'm at now, so it kind of worked out the way it's supposed to, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to where you're supposed to get to.
Well, speaking of getting to where you got to get to, I'm sure you got plenty of things to get to today, so...
Yeah, I have to go to Fudan.
Man, it just gets more and more exciting by the minute,
right?
huh?
Yeah, well, And he's
shout outs to
now.
Foodland. So if Foodland wants to sponsor us,
right?
We just give you a free plug there.
Grandmaster Hong can sponsor Foodland. Who else did we talk about?
Maybe we can get like a discount next time we see Grandmaster Hong. We just got you a ton more followers here.
Right.
But thank you so much for coming down and hanging out.
Thanks for watching my baby. No, thanks. That was really fun. Sorry, I talked a lot.
That's what we want. That's the whole point of this. Our thanks again to the amazing Catherine Toth. I told you, folks, wasn't that a great interview? One of the most fun interviews we've had, and I can't wait to have her on again, because I know we've just scratched the surface with her. So much that I had no idea about. Dungeons and Dragons, of all people. Who would have thought that Kat Toth was into Dungeons and Dragons at one time? But our thanks to Kat for coming down and hanging out with us. And, of course, Baby Fox for hanging out with us as well. He is such a joy. One of the most best personality babies I've ever seen. Just smiling and laughing and got along with Emmett. And we just can't wait to see them again here in the studios. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again to our sponsor, as always, Monster Energy Drink, for keeping us energized throughout the podcast. And we'll be back again. Every Monday we do this. So every Monday a new podcast drops. You can download and subscribe to us on whatever platform that you choose, whether it be iTunes or Google Android Play, or if you want to go directly to our website, nolanhong.com. It's all on there. So thanks again so much for all your support. We love you, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Hanging Out with Nolan Hong. And, what is a good quote? I'm Nolan Hong, and... Oh, Doc, this is heavy. Weight has nothing to do with it. That's terrible. My apologies.